In this video, I'm going to show you how you can avoid ineffective and sometimes expensive WooCommerce Checkout Field Editor plugins by using a few simple code snippets in WPCodeBox. This is Elijah from WPCodeBox. Let's get coding. First, let's fire up WPCodeBox and make a new snippet. I'll name it Checkout Modifications. Make sure it's a PHP snippet, and then tell WPCodeBox to run this snippet before the WooCommerce checkout form. Now we're ready to start writing some code. Before I start manipulating data, I first like to understand how it's structured. WooCommerce provides a filter for modifying checkout fields. It's called WooCommerce_checkout_fields. First, let's put together a quick snippet that just dumps all of the existing fields as JSON. And here's a quick breakdown of what this code is actually doing. First, we're using the built-in add filter function to hook into the WooCommerce checkout fields hook. Filters allow us to receive some data, modify it, and then return it for use by some other code. Next, we're defining the function we want to filter the data through, and passing that data as the variable $fields. This fields variable is an array that contains all the fields WooCommerce displays on the checkout page. To get a closer look at what's available, we're using var_dump to output a JSON encoded version of the data field, which we can then feed into a JSON viewer. Finally, since this is a filter, we have to return some data or else our checkout page would be broken. So we return the unmodified fields array since we're not making any changes yet. Here's what the fields array looks like when plugged into a JSON viewer. Nice, easy to navigate, and this gives us a clear picture of what's available. We can also find a full list of fields and their properties at developer.woocommerce.com/docs/code-snippets/customizing-checkout-fields. I'll include that link in the video description. Now that we understand the data we're dealing with, let's start modifying our checkout fields. We can use the same snippet we just set up. We'll just comment out the var_dump function and write our new code below that. Let's start by removing the order comments field. Now, instead of just var dumping the data, we're using the unset function to remove the order comments field from the array. Then we have to return the modified array. So we return the fields variable that we just changed. And on the front end, that field is no longer shown. We can do something a bit more extreme if we want, like removing all of the shipping fields if we're running a store that doesn't need those details. As you can see from the data, the billing fields and shipping fields have their own separate keys in the array. That means if we want to remove all the shipping fields, we can just unset the shipping key. Let's modify our code to do that. And since we just removed the shipping fields, let's add another quick filter to tell WooCommerce that we no longer require shipping info during checkout, and to remove the ship to a different address option. Next, let's make the phone number field required and change the placeholder to indicate the phone number format we're expecting. Note that we can use this exact same method to make fields that are required by default optional instead. All we have to do is set the field's required key to false instead of true. Finally, I want to move the phone number field right up below the email field. First, let's look at the priority property of the email field in our fields array, since this determines the order of the fields. It looks like it's 5. So if we set the phone number field's priority to 6, it should land exactly where we want it. Now, if we take a look at the front end, you can see all of our customizations active. The order comments field is gone, the shipping checkbox and fields are gone, our phone number field is required, has a new placeholder, and lives right below the email field. As an aside, I want to note that for this site, I've been using Breakdance. While these code snippets give you a great way to modify the built-in WooCommerce forms, if you want to visually design pages like the WooCommerce checkout, you'll need a site builder with a powerful WooCommerce integration. With Breakdance, you can use the checkout builder element to completely switch up the checkout page's layout and make it look perfect for your store. This versatility extends to all other aspects of WooCommerce as well, such as the cart page, my account pages, shop page, product pages, and more. If you're building WooCommerce stores without Breakdance, you won't believe what you're missing. You can check it out at breakdance.com today. Now that we've got all our customizations locked in, there's a good chance we'll need this code on other sites. We can use WPCodeBox's plugin generation feature to quickly turn this into a reusable plugin that can be installed on any other WooCommerce site to achieve the same modifications. As an alternative, if you're going to be running WPCodeBox on those sites anyways, just upload the snippet to the WPCodeBox Cloud library instead, which will let you instantly pull it down from the cloud next time you need it. And just like that, with a few lines of code, we now have a snippet and optionally a custom plugin that applies the exact changes we need to our WooCommerce checkout form. Check out the video description for links to the code snippets, documentation, and products mentioned in this video.